Hey everybody, this is Chris with Tactical Skills Development. Coming back to you with a follow-on video about new upgrades to my PTR built C93. Last video I did a couple weeks ago was about the Magpul SL grip module. I was on the range today, put about 400 or so rounds through this rifle, and so far I gotta say the grip module and the Magpul ESK selector, the safety, love them. Absolutely love them. They've been fantastic. What I'm talking about in this video is what I was really excited for that showed up this morning was the AC Unity folding stock for HK MP5s and 93 53 series rifles. All right. I've looked at a couple of them, looked at the B&T folding stock, which has a price tag of around $230, the places I saw, $240. This AC Unity stock comes in at $130. Got it from RTG Parts. And figured, you know what, $100 price difference, some good things were said about it, I'm gonna give it a try. And I will say I'm extremely impressed after spending a day on the range with it. So I added that and a mlok front end, which I'll get into here in a little bit. But I'm gonna talk about the stock first. So the AC Unity stock, direct replacement, folding stock, has some lightning cuts, obviously skeletonized, cut down on the weight a little bit, and some built-in QD swivels. Now that's my big complaint. The QD swivels are on the left side of the stock. I like having my sling come around the outside of the butt stock so it pulls the stock a little bit closer to my body when I'm letting the rifle hang. I was able to solve that by just routing it around the outside and then cutting in through the middle and hooking into the QD socket on the inside. So made it work, but it'd be nice to see QD sockets on both sides in the same locations. With most folding stocks, this design, there's not a positive locking feature when it's in the folded position. It is all tension adjustment based on the screw here in the hinge. So you want it to be a little bit more difficult for it to come out of position when you got it folded. You just got to tighten that screw up. You want to make it easier, you loosen it out. But you catch on something, hit it on something, it is going to wiggle and it is going to move, right? I got it to where it's like, yep, it's not going to move too easily if I flip around, shake it, move it. But you hit it on something, it's going to come out and it's going to snap into position real easy when I want that stock in the fixed position. The release latch button, on the left side, nice size, not going to miss it, right? It's textured, it's got a good feel to it. It's got a good positive force on that spring to where you're not going to inadvertently bump it and push it in, but it's not, going to kill your hand to press that in to release that stock. Movement-wise on the back here, I won't say it's a major complaint, but if I try, there is maybe a 32nd of an inch of movement. Probably can't even see that on the video, but if I torque it a little bit back and forth, I can get some movement out of it. That had no impact whatsoever on the range today. Didn't feel it while I was shooting, didn't notice it while I was shooting. So for me, what I'm getting out of this stock versus that little bit of movement did not bother me one bit. The other thing this stock comes with is 4 different butt pads. I don't have the other 3 sitting out here because this is the one I like. It's a quick change system, little spring detent down here at the bottom, right? Boom, push down. I like the flat rubberized one. They have a concave, a convex, and like a little bit of a wedge shaped one. Pick the one you want, slide it in, locks in place, and you're good to go. So, I like that a lot. It's a little option you don't get with some of the other stocks out there. You can get one that fits you. Comes in at about 13.9, right at 14 inches, so it's real close in length to the fixed stock that I had on here. Wasn't an adjustment, that I had to get used to in terms of length of pull, so I'm really a fan. For $130, I'm really looking forward to see how this holds up for the long haul. It's been great out on the range today. First time out with it, just got it this morning, but we're gonna find out how she performs. I'm using it in a rifle class here in 2 weeks. And I'll do a follow-up and let everybody know how that goes. Moving to the front end of this rifle, right? Also from RTG Parts, was looking to add some mlok capability so I could throw my light on here. And I've seen some Midwest rails, they had an AIM Sport. AIM Sport's not exactly known for building the highest quality of stuff, but for a price tag of $50, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try, see how it does. If I don't like it, I'll get a higher end one, a little more expensive. So far so good. It's better than I expected for the price tag, I'll put it that way. It's nice and slim, mlok. It's got 5 different rows of mlok on it. slides in just in front of the receiver. Does not use the factory spring tension retaining pin like the standard wide HK style stocks. It has a machined square notch here for a nut. Drop the nut in, screw comes across and tightens it right there. So very simple Allen head screw, tightens it up, locks in very securely in the front. You know, kind of similar to the stock. If I torque it back here right in front of the receiver, I get a 32nd of an inch of wiggle back and forth, maybe. Not enough to affect anything. If I was running a laser that I needed to keep zeroed, you know, if it was mounted up here where my light is, it does not shift or move at all up here where my light is. So I'd be curious to know, you know, what effect it would have. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as something that's receiver mounted, but for running a flashlight or a weapon light, your pressure pad, you want a vertical foregrip, the bipod attachment, or you just want to get a slimmer forend and increase the ventilation, it's going to work just fine. So I topped it off with some Magpul Type 1 rail covers to one, give me a little bit of insulation from the heat, right? This metal handguard is going to transfer that heat a whole lot more. Yeah, I get more ventilation in the factory plastic, but it was warming up in a hurry, and I knew it would. So if you're not running gloves, or even when you are, still going to get hot, you know, those non-slip heat-resistant rail covers do add a little bit of something for you there. Surefire M600 dual fuel on the right side, running to an SR07 switch over here on the left side. Right? That's how I topped it off. And I gotta say, it's very comfortable. I like it. You know, it's a lot slimmer than the factory, you know, triangular handguard that I had on there. No issues getting to, right, my charging lever, charging handle. And the stock itself, still very solid. Gives me a good cheek weld. It's a little bit wider up here at the top than it is the remaining portion of the stock. Nice, gives me a solid connection point for that cheek weld. So for, what is that, 130 plus 50 bucks, $180 for the stock and the forend. So far, so good. Very pleased with it. Nice upgrades that add a lot of capabilities, because on the plus side, right, if you're interested, this stock will shoot when folded. Absolutely no issues at all running some rounds with it folded. I'm not one that's going to shoot a 5.56, you know, with a folded stock a whole lot, but if you want to, you can, and it's not going to cause any issues for you. So makes it a little bit shorter, throw it in a bag, bring it to the range. Real excited to see how this does in class here in 2 weeks, and I'll follow up and let you guys know. So appreciate it. Again, this is Chris, Tactical Skills Development. We'll see you on the range.